Hello and welcome to this MBL webinar. My name is Catherine Fenn. I'm a freelance lecturer, writer and trainer. Today I'll be talking about the Register of Overseas Entities, which has rather hit us like an approaching articulated lorry. There is an awful lot of information in today's talk. I can only give you an overview of the new legislation, really, and there is an awful lot of information in the slides. So what I suggest is that you download the slides separately and perhaps have them to one side as you're watching this webinar, because you may not be able to see all the information from the slides as you're watching it, and also they will be a useful reference material afterwards. So what are we looking at today? The Register of Overseas Entities. As I said, this has really been rushed in. This talk is being released on the 1st of September. So some of the things I'm talking about today will not be relevant if, say, you're watching this talk after on or after the 5th of September, for example. So what I'm giving you today is an overview of the different phases of the introduction of the Register of Overseas Entities, but just please bear in mind that the talk was released on the 1st of September. So what we're looking at today. First of all, how on earth did we get here? What legislation covers the Register of Overseas Entities? Who's caught by it? What transactions are affected by it? There's various milestones at different dates, which I've just mentioned. How it affects our dealings with Land Registry going forward. It is going to be radically different. How to get an OEID for an overseas entity client. What is a beneficial owner? And things that you need to look out for. So how did we get here? For a long time now, concerns have been raised about the use of UK land by overseas entities to launder money. In other words, a lack of transparency in overseas entities that own UK land. And the government has been talking about doing something about this for a very long time. I think the first rumblings about this were in about 2015, and a draft bill came out in 2018. And there were all sorts of problems with it. People realized that it was a really tricky area of the law. And that it was going to be harder to bring in than they'd thought. So that draft bill was kicked into the long grass in 2018. However, unfortunately, as a result of the events in Ukraine, the bill was quickly dusted off in its original